everyone, and welcome back to Our Golden 20s. My name is Sadie. I'm joined by my co-host Tegan, and we're so happy to be back for another week. I feel like our listens the past few weeks have really been skyrocketing, so just wanted to shout you guys out and thank you so much for tuning in for another week. On the podcast today, we are going to be talking all about our May goals and also kicking off May and Mental Health Awareness Month with a journal with us with 4 journal prompts all about mental health, or 4 journal prompts for mental health, I guess I should say. To kick things off, like I said, we'll start with kind of a April reflection, May goal setting bit. Tag, did you want to talk us through your month of April?
Sure. So at our March, month-end check-in, I said that March I really focused on work. So for April, I said that I wanted to try to shift away from work and focus more on me and self-care, seeing friends, taking care of myself, and getting ready for summer, which I feel like was not what I did. I feel like I still focused on work. And then I felt like there were certain things career-wise that I was working towards that just weren't working out. And then I was getting frustrated. And then it was like the frustration was leaking into other parts of my life, not just work. And so then it made it that even though there were some really good parts of April, I had a hard time focusing on the good parts, and I was only focusing on the things that weren't working out, which is frustrating because in April, our podcast is popping off, it feels like. Same with it all started with our TikToks doing well. And it's something that obviously we've been working on for a long time. So then it's frustrating that I don't feel the satisfaction from it. And I saw some great live music, and I started to do some more self-care, things that I've wanted to do for a really long time. And so I think we'll get more into May, obviously, but I feel like I just need to shift my focus away from work and not let it affect the rest of my life, since it is only my 9 to 5. So
yeah. I definitely feel you.
Yeah.
I don't even know how actually, I was just remembering though, how literally 2-3 weeks ago, we recorded an episode all about reclaiming your 9 to 5 and having a 5 to 9, something outside of work to look forward to or to invest your energy in, since work shouldn't be dominating our lives. Yet here we are 2-3 weeks later. I'm in the exact same boat as you, where I'm just feeling so burnt out, frustrated, stuck in some ways. And it's but yet I continue to pour so much energy into these thoughts and emotions when they're not getting me anywhere, or they don't deserve my time and energy, or as much time and energy as I'm putting into it. So definitely an ongoing battle, but I believe in you. Hopefully you can turn things around for May.
Yeah, I think that especially what you were saying about burnout, I feel like is especially true. And I don't know if it's just leaving a long winter or something, but it's the more I focus on work, the less creative I feel. And then it's I get more and more frustrated when it's probably the way to fix that creative burnout is just take a step back. But it's hard to do that.
Yeah, you definitely need time to rest and recharge so you can come back and be more creative, do a better, perform better in your job, whatever your job is. Yeah.
Exactly.
I definitely second that for sure.
How about you? What's your month been like?
I feel like when we talked about March, I was like, my March was so up and down. And honestly, thinking back on my April, I'm like, my April was so up and down. It was pretty much the exact same story for a second month in a row. And obviously, yes, that's life, ups and downs. But I feel like I'm somebody who likes when, I feel like all of us are like this, where the highs outweigh the lows. And in this case, I'm just I don't even know if that was the case. Like, it was just like a meh month, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like you said, definitely had some good things happen. I was really hyped about our podcast growing. Our social
Mhm.
media community has been growing for the podcast. Like Tegan said, all
Yeah.
because we had a few TikToks pop off, which was so, so great.
Yeah.
But also seeing it in our listens and whatnot, like it's been really encouraging. So that was definitely a highlight from the month for me. I also got to see a lot of family, which was so nice. My mom came for the first weekend of April, I think, and she stayed with me in the city for the weekend. And then for Easter weekend, I went and stayed with my parents, and I stayed for the whole
Mhm.
week. Also, over Easter weekend, I got to see my grandparents and one of my sisters. So it was just really nice to,
Yeah.
I guess, be with family. Also, started a new workout program. So, like, I was doing things that
Yeah.
were fueling me and like I was feeling good about, but I feel like my lows were really low moments. And for
Mm.
some reason this month, I just had like the absolute worst PMS I've had in, I feel like, a very long time. And I just was like, I don't know, so moody, just like mentally spiraling so badly, like the week and a half leading up to my period, I want to say. And maybe this is TMI, but I feel like it's not. This is probably relatable, if anything. But I feel like that was just like dominated my whole month after that. And then it was also like I knew I was being hard on myself, but it was kind of like you're
Mhm.
saying, Tag, you know, you're burnt out, you know, you don't want to invest so much like mental energy
Yeah.
into work, yet you continue investing mental energy into work. Same with me,
Yeah.
where I was like, I'm feeling so down, let's turn it around. But all I was doing was just feeding the negative energy in my life. So
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of dominating my highs as well. But I feel like we're being total downers. I totally feel like I have a plan to swing things around in May.
Mhm.
And I feel like maybe that's what we should talk about next.
Yeah, well, I feel like this is why it can be so helpful to set monthly goals because if you're just like floating through life feeling down, like it gives you a chance to be like, nope, new month. What's not
Yeah,
working?
definitely.
Let's fix it. Like you're not just like,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens and sticking with the same things. Like it gives you a chance to reflect. And maybe some of this stuff I wouldn't have even realize the specifics of it. I would just be like, "Ugh, I feel like I've been in a funk forever," without
Mhm.
being able to pick and choose that, "Oh, I'm feeling burnt out creatively and it's probably being caused by this and blah blah blah." So,
Yeah.
if you feel
Yeah.
similarly, setting some goals or even just like doing a reflection, I think can be helpful.
Totally. Yeah. I feel like sometimes, like for April, I set goals, but I don't think I really achieved any of them, or at least I
Yeah.
wasn't actively working towards them. So that could have contributed to me just, like you said, take like floating, feeling like I was just floating through kind of thing, where maybe I think I need to get a little bit more intentional with the goals I'm setting and like
Mm.
actually let them like fuel me rather than,
Yeah.
I don't know, just feeling so down in the dumps, I guess. But yeah. And it's funny because I think back to why I started setting monthly goals. And I remember, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, making an IGTV because that was my thing at the time, being like, we need to set monthly goals because like having a sense of purpose is what's going to get us through the pandemic. And I was like so positive
Yeah.
about it and just like so sure of it. But I'm like, okay, where did that girl go? Because
Mhm.
I'm desperately in need of like that pep talk again because I'm just not
Yeah.
feeling that way anymore.
Well, it's going to happen right now. New month.
Exactly. New month, new chance. Breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, close that April book. Open
Yes.
the May book, I guess.
Flip the page. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So, Tag, what are you focused on for the new month?
I'm trying to make work less of a dominating force in my life. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
like I can't quit my job. I still have to work and I most times enjoy my job. I just need to, I think, set boundaries and have a better headspace when it comes to work because my headspace is just not good at all. And so that's a priority. But obviously, it's like that's not really a goal. That's kind of what I want my goals to achieve.
Yeah,
So
it's
my
more like an intention, I feel.
yeah. So my actual goals that will hopefully make it so that less of my mental energy is taken up with work is I want to revisit things that make me feel good. I want to try to be more physical. I had like a really physical day this week just with work, and I like woke up sore, but it was like, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I needed that like body movement because I work from a desk, and
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of recently like health repercussions from that. And so I need to try and prioritize moving my body. I also want to
Mm-hmm.
spend more time outside in nature because I find that that makes a huge difference for me. And it's also
Yeah.
tourist season, and that's like a big part of it. So I'm ready. I've got a big garden, so I'm going to hopefully be out there. I just put out my bird feeder so I can hopefully hang out with the birds out there. And I
Nice.
want to continue talking to my therapist because we've been working on my like mental headspace around work. That's pretty much all we talk about. And journaling, I got myself a new journal, one that I'm supposed to use like 4 times throughout the day. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then at the end of the month, I'm heading on my honeymoon. So I'm really trying to get myself in a good place for that, where I can just be on my honeymoon, not thinking about work, feeling healthy, looking good, and living my
Mm-hmm.
best life.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like that might also help you like stay dedicated to like getting
Hmm.
yourself on track because you're like, okay, I want by the time I'm on my honeymoon, I just want to be chill and like I just want to
Yeah,
actually enjoy it. You know what I mean? So you have kind of that
exactly.
time frame that might help keep you accountable, which is nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah. I so I was thinking about what I want for the month of May, and obviously I feel like I just need to like turn things around because like I said, I'm just such a downer these days. But I went back to my yearly goals, and this is
Mm,
something I do when I'm having a hard time coming up with monthly goals. And if you want to hear more about our yearly goals, we have an episode on that from obviously January. So
yeah.
go give that a listen. But I always like some months I'm like, this is what I want to focus on this month. And it just feels like natural and something just automatically pops into my mind that wasn't a priority from last month or something I started from last month and want to continue over kind of thing. But since that wasn't the case, when I look back on my yearly goals, I was like, what haven't I started on or what haven't I done a good job maintaining since setting this goal back in January, which feels like forever ago. I don't know where this year is going. But for those of you who don't know, my yearly theme or my theme for the year is wellness. And it was kind of like I had 3 sections to it because I'm a very organized nerd. So I was like, there's a mind bucket, there's a body bucket, there's a soul bucket. And I feel like I've been taking care of my body part of wellness
Mm,
where like I said, I started a new workout program that's going really well. I feel like maybe I could be like doing a little bit more on daily step count and things like that. But overall, I feel like I'm taking care of my body. I'm also like showing up for daily yoga. Like these are things I want to continue
yeah.
doing. But I feel like I also need to start taking care of the mental side of things. Like you're saying, Tag, not investing so much
Yeah.
time in things like work or things that drain me.
Hmm.
But I feel rather than just getting mad at myself for not being able to control my thoughts, because that's what I do a lot. And it's funny you're talking about what you're working through with your therapist, because what I'm working through with my therapist is showing myself compassion because I just like
Hmm.
don't give myself a break at all or like let myself feel what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So this month I'm really focused on the whole soul side of my year of wellness. And I feel like to do that, there is a bit of like mental tied into it, and a lot of that's just protecting my energy. I remember saying that in the yearly goal setting episode we did, where that was a big focus for me, of just being mindful of what fills me up versus what's wearing me down, and investing
Yeah.
my time and energy accordingly. So similar to what you just said, Tag, doing things that make me feel good, that fill me up,
Mhm.
but also just things that I know like fill my soul. And I know that sounds so cheesy and like lame, but there's just like certain things that I do or people that I'm with that when I leave afterwards, I just like leave that place or time with that person, I just feel so full and like content and
Yeah.
happy. And I had a few moments of that throughout April, but I wasn't intentionally like creating those moments for myself. Where May, I want to
Mhm.
be focused on creating that and being very intentional about it. So I know I said that I'm doing well with my yoga journey, but there's a new yoga studio in my neighborhood that I want to try out. So I have that as a monthly goal, is to get my butt over there, out of the house, do something to fuel
Mhm.
my soul, and try out this yoga studio. Also going for a run once a week. I think that's going to be achievable. I'm like, I know it sounds like a good idea, but it'll help my step goal. And
Mhm.
I find working out, running, that sort of thing really helps with my mental stress as well, and just makes me feel good overall.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then last piece is I'm going to visit my sister in Montreal for a long weekend in May. So I'm really excited about that. There's literally nothing better for my soul than traveling. So I'm going to make the most of that trip for sure. Hopefully eat some good food, see some new sights, and just have a long weekend, checked out of work. Like you said, Tag, just have vacation time and enjoy it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Be
I love
fully
that.
present. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. And I feel like I've been seeing people posting on social media just being like, what is going on with the stars? Like, more so the past like 2-ish weeks or so, just being like, what is going
Mhm.
on? Like, what is retrograde? What's happening? Because it feels like everyone's feeling a little down in the dumps. And I think it
Yeah.
could be like a seasonal kind of shift or something. But I am feeling hopeful with, nicer weather around the
Mhm.
corner, and just like hopefully a little bit more social summer. And I don't know, I'm feeling optimistic, and it's also comforting to know that everyone's kind of been feeling this way through the last few weeks of
Yeah.
April. You know what I mean? It's not just me.
Yeah.
That always makes me feel better.
Yeah. I feel like for me personally, like spring's probably my least favorite season because I always feel like I reach a point where I'm like, I just need it to be hot. I need to spend lunches out with a book in the grass. I want to go on road trips. But the good thing with
Yeah.
seasons is that eventually they literally change. All you have to do is wait. And
Yeah.
so we're there.
Soon you'll be in Hawaii, and it's going to be summer for
Yes.
you. Summer for
I
you
am
before anybody
so
else. So,
ready. I was saying to someone I work with, I was like, I can bet money that it is going to be cold until the day I fly to Hawaii. And then that's going to be like the first warm day in Toronto, patio season start. I was like, I can guarantee I will be responsible for patio season because it'll be the day that I leave.
oh my
So you're
goodness, that's
welcome,
so funny.
Toronto.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd prefer Hawaii over Toronto patio season any day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm
So
like the
exciting.
most, I don't want to say feral, but I am just like so pumped. I have spent so much money on outfits. Like, I'm going to have 3 costume changes a day. I have a
Costume changes. I
huge
love that.
note of all of my Instagram captions. So I was like, Tyrell, we are going to be focused. This is about the Instagram content because these captions cannot go to waste. I'm just
Love
unhinged
it.
because I
Yeah.
need it.
Girl, I just came up with something for us. Ready? Ready for
Ooh,
this?
yes.
Main character May. What? Okay,
Ooh.
that's what we're cultivating.
Yes.
I feel last year we had the glow up challenge. This year it's the
Yeah,
main character challenge. And main
I'm
characters,
ready.
when you said costume changes, I was like, that's
Yep.
it. Main character moment, main character
Yep.
May. It is happening.
Yep. I'm
So,
ready.
so good.
I'm just like
Yeah.
normally if you listen to previous episodes, you know that I don't like to spend my money, but I'm just gone off the deep end. I'm like, yeah,
Girl,
whatever. It's for the
you've been hanging
Instagram.
out with me too long.
Yeah.
So funny. Well, we need to pull some of those Insta pics over to our Golden 20s Instagram because now everybody's
Yeah.
ready
You'll
for
see
it.
my
They're like,
costume
okay, yes.
changes, my great
Yeah.
captions. I can't wait. And then everyone's
Yeah.
going to see them and be like, girl, you saved that caption.
No.
Like, I can't wait.
Yeah, I have a running, I don't know, I guess note on my
Yeah.
phone of just when I have usually it's when I hear a really good lyric in a song and I'm like,
Oh,
"Ooh, that
yeah.
would make a good Instagram caption." Write it down. So
Yeah.
I just have a running list of captions, so no judgment here. Sometimes it's more like in the moment, like when you're listening to that song in that mood, it hits and then you go to
Yeah.
post it and you're like, nobody's going to get this. It's not going to hit the same. But girl, you do it for you and we
Yeah.
are here to support you. And I'm
I'm
pretty sure we'll
ready.
love your captions.
You better.
So funny that that's how our minds work
Yeah.
that way. Yeah.
Although, like, it's part of me is like, I want to live in the moment. And, like, obviously, yeah. But the last time I went to Hawaii, which was 2019, I'm like, I wish I took so many more pictures
Mm.
because I will look at my vacation pictures over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, no, not this time. I'm like, I'm going to live in
Yeah.
the moment, but I'm also going to take a billion pictures.
Yeah. I feel you can definitely do both.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Main character May, it
Mm-hmm.
enables you to do it all.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay, great. Well, we hope you guys had a better April than maybe we did. And if you didn't, I hope you feel comforted in knowing, like I said, it's not you, it's not us. We're all in this together. We do have some journal prompts focused on mental health. So if you are currently wanting to turn some things around for yourself or just, do a deep dive onto why you're feeling the way you're feeling to figure out how to turn things around, the next segment of this episode is going to be a journal with us. So we've definitely done, I think, a few journal with us at this point. But
Yeah.
for any new listeners, how it kind of works is we're just going to read out a journal prompt. So if you're not like in the headspace or like environment to journal right now, maybe pause the episode in a couple minutes and turn it back on when you are able to grab your journal and actually journal it out. But essentially, we just read out a journal prompt. Tegan edits in some really vibey music, and then that's just your time to write in your own journal, answering the prompt and doing, like I said, a bit of internal reflection and like deep dive on what's going on. So we've done journal prompts for self-discovery and maybe journal prompts for like, I don't even remember what the other one was
I think it
actually.
was like the end of the year. I feel like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
around Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you like this, definitely go give those a listen as well. But I really like the journal prompts we have for you guys today. So we can jump right into it, I guess.
Sure. So the first prompt is, how am I really doing? What is currently occupying my headspace?
Awesome. So if you need more time or if you had some, thoughts come up you want to dig deeper into, feel free to pause and continue writing. Otherwise, the next prompt is, when am I happiest? What am I doing? Who am I with? And where am I?
Great. The next prompt is, how do I show myself love after a long or bad day?
And our last prompt is a little bit more on the manifesting side, but I absolutely love this. And it is to write what this day, exactly 1 year from now, looks like in as much detail as possible.
Welcome back, journalers. That is all of the prompts we have for you today. If you want to keep writing, just pause here. But I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode, and hopefully it inspired you to reflect on your April and set some goals for your main character, May. And if you feel inclined, feel free to DM us and share some of your goals. We love to see all of your messages. And so that is on Instagram. We're at our golden 20s. We're also on Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, and Spotify, where we put up playlists. We actually have like a journaling playlist if you're looking for that kind of music. And we put out a new episode every single Tuesday. So make sure you follow us and are subscribed to us so that you see when those new episodes drop. We are also on Patreon, which is the best way to show your support for the podcast. We put extra content up there, and we also put the episodes up early. So if you're a super fan, definitely check us out there. And that is everything for today. So thank you for listening.
See you next Tuesday.